get your 991, 992, or even a 997 or a 996 upgraded to stage 1, stage 2, this is the way to do it. You want to run the bigger intercoolers, 3-inch exhaust system, and of course you want to upgrade all the components internally. For example, the valves, you want to carbon clean those because they are notorious for getting carbon buildup. This one has right at 70,000 miles. I have a video showing what that looks like, which I will show and play. So this is a test drive we're going to perform with the Stage 2 Plus. I mean, this thing just takes off. It's so much power on a stock internal engine. I mean, the car sounds amazing. So definitely a must upgrade when you're trying to go to this level. Big intercoolers, big turbo chargers. This one's running stock, but you could do M1. You could run stock intercoolers, stock turbos, but you're just not going to get this power level. There's going to be more knock, more heat related timing, pulling, and all that unnecessary stuff if you definitely don't upgrade those components. So the most important is running a good high flow exhaust system. A great flowing exhaust system will prevent any crazy back pressure, and also you also want to have large intercoolers if you're going to push to about 1.6 bars. So yeah, this car is basically right at 1.6 bars, and she is just ready to take off. Just it's got so much power. It doesn't really need any more if you're just trying to enjoy and push out kind of the max out of your stock turbos. Anything beyond this, you really should upgrade the turbos and go to M1 fuel, and then anything beyond that, you want to go to a fully built engine. So yeah, it feels amazing. It's got really smooth idle. That's a key for a properly tuned car. As you can hear that backfire, that sounds amazing. So let's turn around here, go for another ride. But she just takes off so much smoother now, and just, I mean, it's crazy. It's fast. I mean, this car is insanely quick now. Definitely the customer will be happy with it until he gets used to it, which will be a little while. And if he does, we're gonna upgrade him to M1, start him off with that, and then after that, if he wants to go bigger build, bigger engine, we can do that as well. And he also upgraded the PCV stuff, the hoses, the breathers. Those will crack as they are introduced to a lot of heat and should be replaced, or you will have excessive vacuum leakage and a very poor running vehicle. Pretty nasty, and it's going to restrict airflow by about 25 to 30%, and that's going to cause your car to consume way more fuel than it should be. So the injectors are going to try to reduce that duty cycle, and it's just a problem when you're running a car that has a lot of fuel just basically blowing by because it's a direct injected car, not enough air. You'll eventually start damaging your engine. You're going to start scoring up your aligners on the cylinders, which this one has some scuffing, so we caught it just in time. But these engines are actually known for cylinder scoring as well, despite what you guys have heard maybe on the NA stuff. You know, some of these are plasma coated going to the new generation, but it's only about 10% better than like Alusil. So unless it's Nicosil like the turbo cars, this one or the one over there on the rack, or the 997, they are still notorious for cylinder scoring if you don't maintain them or take care of them. Running bad fuels, having carbon buildup, those are factors to destroy your engine in the future, especially if you're pumping this kind of power. Let's say you're going 650 horsepower, you know, from basically on a stock internal engine, you're eventually going to damage something. So it's a must to replace your coolant lines if they are old, like on this one. All the PCV lines, the PCV itself, there has been an upgraded unit without the breather now for these. And if you don't, you're just going to be removing the engine again and actually replacing it. So might as well do it all at once. On this one, we did the injectors. It's a must. Anything over about 70,000 miles, they start to create an issue on cold start. And it may not be a noticeable problem right away because these engines, these MEs, are very good adjusting for a problem on this car. Unless it's a full-blown failure with the injector, you won't even know. But when it does have a failure, it'll fill up the cylinder, hydrolock, and blow your engine. And that's typically how they fail, when the injectors end up failing on the piezo injectors. We did have some leakages on some of the injectors. We replaced all 6 before we did the work. Very common for them to leak when you start pushing to larger power, and you can damage the engine. That's a must. And 63 motor, the injectors were filling the cylinders up with fuel, and they were just hydrolocking. So yeah, same thing can happen with this one. They are a better design, a way better injector, and can take a lot of pounding and abuse, but still you want to maintain them, especially run the correct fuels in here. We run Shell. That's pretty much our fuel of choice. It's top tier gas. Vehicles tune really well with it. So this is a 991, which obviously runs the PDK. There's no manual transmission for these, so you have the dual clutch system. Very, very, very important to change the dual clutch oil. The filter, the pan is all one unit. This one had an aftermarket oil pan, which I won't name the company, but it starts with a U. And it's junk because they leak oil from the O-ring that mates to the pan for the drain bolt. Even though it's a metal pan, which is aluminum cast, it was leaking out oil. So when this car came in, it was low on PDK oil, so that's a good way to blow up your PDK transmission. And these are not cheap if you do blow it up. So that's very important, critical service on these cars, especially with this power level. You really want to change your transmission oil like every 20,000 if you beat on them. 40,000 is stock, or 4 years, whichever comes first, or 2 years if you're going to be pounding the car like this one, you know, once you get it tuned up and get it right. So there's a couple ways of tuning it, and getting this car to run perfect is either the wrong way or the right way. Always choose the right way. Don't go with somebody that doesn't have much experience with these. This is what we do. We also have a couple of gentlemen that we work with. One is Protomotive. He's got a great platform for different styles of tunes, and we have some that we use with COBB Pro-tuning as well. So there's a bunch of different variants, you know, from custom to off the shelf, then Pro-tuning. So very important to get it dialed in smooth, so your power level is very smooth, so you don't damage the internals. Too much torque will damage the rods, etc. So another thing that failed on these is the axles. The actual boots ripped on left and right, so we took the axle system out, completely put new boots in them, fixed all that, made it nice and new again. So now the car can have a lot more miles, and it did. A big issue with those as well, the big issue with the control arms, the knuckle control arm, the whole assembly, it has bushings in there that are non-serviceable. You have to replace the whole knuckle. We had to do it on this car because the car was just shifting and wobbly. That's very critical. After 50,000, we usually see those things crack. So be on the lookout on the 991s, 991.2s. They have that issue. So especially if you're pushing a lot of power through it. Another one is the flex disc between the rear output transmission and the driveline. It tends to crack and cause issues as well. If it breaks, you're gonna have some damage. So, and this is a perfect balance here. If you don't want to upgrade your turbos, you want to keep everything stock. And this car is obviously PDK. It's got a quick shifting transmission, 7-speed, and we've done a lot of work to this car. We are known to do a lot of the 997s, 996 platforms because they come in the manual and they have a lot more capabilities. But the 991 is a pretty car and definitely has quite a bit of capability as well. Of course, you know, when you go to real big power levels, you must upgrade the clutch packs on them. But it's a really awesome car. She's ready to hit the road, and there was a lot of work involved to do this car properly. What we had to do is drop the engine, replace all the fuel injectors. We needed to upgrade the PCV system, which is now a new version. 991s are also known for carbon debris buildup at the valves. When the engine was removed, we cleaned all the carbon out of the intake valves. This was a pretty nasty buildup that would hinder the performance. This car has 70,000, but the carbon buildup was over 30% restriction. It's a must when you're doing performance mods. Do not miss this job, or you won't have the performance you're looking for. One big component as well
Replacing all injectors is a must, but also scoping out the cylinders. We did note some cylinder scuffing. Cylinder scuffing will eventually develop into full-blown scoring. You got to determine why that's happening. Send the oil out to oil analysis lab to find out if you have excessive fuel content. If you do, you will score up your cylinders and have a short life on your Porsche 911 turbo or anything with the new style non-nickel cylinder technology. Guys, we finally completed this 991 turbo. What an amazing project. This is a stage 2.5 now. We now are gonna give it back to the customer and have him enjoy this car because it is all finished. The tuning's done, the software is perfect. It's fully custom tuned. It's got pretty amazing performance numbers on a stock engine, large intercoolers, stock turbos. Beautiful car. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks awesome. Thank you guys for watching. If you are looking to get this work done on your 911 Turbo, GT3, GT2, give us a call. We'll be happy to give you a quote. At Top Automotive, our main goal is quality. So if you're looking for a shop that does only quality work, look no further.